Hello everyone. Today we're gonna do a very nice flight from Ezeiza, Buenos Aires to Ushuaia. So we are leaving the capital city of Argentina to the most southern city in the world, which is this one, Ushuaia, in the south tip of South America. So if you look here in the map, you're gonna see that there's nothing south, more south than that. Of course, you may say, "Oh, here there's something." Yeah, this is our some scientific bases in Antarctica, but other than that, city-wise, there's nothing southern than Ushuaia. So that's where we're going. It's 1,300 miles, pretty much, which give us around, I'd say, at the speed that we usually fly in the CRJ, 550. So yeah, something like close to 3 hours, 2 hours and 40, maybe 2 hours 45. I don't have a flight plan, a proper flight plan log here, but we're gonna build this route anyway here in Flight Simulator. So of course, this is live weather, live conditions. The sun is rising here in Buenos Aires right now. So we're gonna go there to Ezeiza, Ministro Pistorini International, and place our aircraft where we parked the last time, which is here on the Ram 20. There is our departure, and now we're gonna choose the arrival of our Lycan, which is Ushuaia. You can see the range is pretty much close there, but honestly, it looks better than this. I can, of course, I'll work that. Ushuaia, Maldives International here. Maldives, no, so Malvin. Why is this name? It's funny because it's not the only airport in Argentina that uses that name. I'll come back to it shortly. First, first things first. Let me just put a bit more fuel here. Take a bit more payload out. More. It's too much, huh? So, just 97% is good. All right. So now it's now you see it reaches there, but honestly, with this fuel, with this load, we can fly for 5 hours. So I was not really concerned. But anyway, but here IFR high altitude airways, and it's pretty much giving us, you see, 2 hours 50. We could fly honestly with around 5,000 kilos in the tanks. Full tank's gonna give you seven something. But anyway, let's go this way and yeah. But so for 3 hours, let's see how much it how much it burns, and then from there we go, right. So now, like here, I can choose, of course, the altitude. It gives you 42, which is nonsense. There is no 42. So as you know, our VSM starts at 29, ends at 41. From there, it's 2,000. So 41, then 43, then 45. That's how it works. All right. So let's choose another thing. So I'd say for this heading, we're going, well, on even. 360 is fine. I think 38 we can make. 38. Yeah, we can make 38. Why not? So 38,000 feet. All right. Um, and well, that's it. I can. I hate when it does this. I can pretty much go and but fly here. But just since I mentioned to you that other airports in Argentina have reference to this name, let's go here to these places. Let's see, not here. It's somewhere here. Here, yeah, probably here then. Rosario. You see, the airport of Rosario, which it happens to be the last airport in Argentina I've ever landed in real life, it's Islas Malvinas. So the same idea, the Argentinians, they really think the Falklands should be theirs. That's why they say Malvinas, which is the name they give to the islands. It's a very nice place to go as well. Maybe we'll go in the future. I want to explore it. For you guys who love GCS as I do, they're gonna soon be having a Falklands Islands map Pro is going to be very, very interesting to fly on. Um, the hills are not very high there in Malvin, so the terrain is interesting though, and there's a lot of places to work with, and of course it's a real battle theater. So well, it's gonna be something, yeah. But for now, we're gonna go to Ushuaia. You guys who did just make a butterfly here. For you guys who did the how you call it, these challenges they have, these bush trips. There's bush trips with the X Cub, which is super nice in Patagonia, and it starts a bit north of Ushuaia, then goes all the way to Ushuaia, and then comes back uh, via the Chilean part of Patagonia. It's really nice. So you probably saw Ushuaia already. You didn't use the international port though. You landed on a small field, which is the old one, closer to the downtown. And we're gonna see downtown anyway. But as you can see here, just coming back for a second, the weather is pretty nice in Ushuaia. Broken 3,500 drizzle. So this is VFR basically. 6 degrees. It's not that cold, and the winds are calm, which is kind of odd for this place. Usually you have very high winds there. Let's see how it goes later. Santiago, it's pretty very what category 2 maybe, yeah? I'm not sure. I have to look. Yeah, but I believe so. It's category 2, 550. But anyway, category 1, sorry. Broken 200, yes. Category 1, but pretty close. I mean, pretty much the minimums of category 1. So it's not a good day to fly to Santiago, but we are flying to Buenos Aires. From Buenos Aires to Ushuaia. Things to consider in this route. Of course, there's 2 SIGMETs. You have 2 SIGMETs here of one of ice. This probably doesn't apply to us because we're going to be much higher than this. Let's see. Yeah, from flight level 1 to 0160, so we're not bothering about it. Turbulence though, usually yes. 300, 400, so severe turbulence forecast at 8:45 Zulu. Yeah, I mean, let's see how it goes. I don't think it's a kind of reason why you would do the whole detour, but of course we might expect some things. Let's see how the layers are in this thing with satellite. Maybe satellite, I think it's gonna show something. Yeah, so you can see that we have some activity here, and so the turbulence uh, is probably connected to this weather. All right. Here, of course, you have the jet streams, but in this case, it looks like it's connected to the satellite images here with the convective weather. All right. So here we are in Buenos Aires. It's morning, but the sun is already high, and it's time for us to go. So I'm ready to fly. I believe it's gonna start code and dog. Yes, it did. So nice. First of all, let me get this guy out. Yeah, he's out. He's not gonna bother us right now. So first things first, let me get this EFB on, and I'll start my originating checks and my safety and originating checks. So first of all, battery on. We do this fire detection test. I don't remember exactly how it works, but let's say it worked well. Now we go for the APU. We start the power fuel and then start APU. And you can see the APU is already showing here. It's starting. You see the EGT is rising. The RPM is rising as well. And soon the electrical power of the aircraft is gonna be provided not by the battery like it is now, but from the APU. A disclaimer here, very important disclaimer. I don't have a CRJ type rating, so I really kind of, I've studied a bit, but not much. So here you can see we have all the other screens coming on. This is a very strong sign that now the aircraft is under the power of the APU. But you can of course check this here on this electrical page, and here you see that APU generator is providing electricity for all the buses. And one thing I like in the Bombardier philosophy is that you have a bus called essential bus. a service bus, and then bus 1, bus 2. It's good names for these buses, you know. In the Boeing, they are not, the names are not so obvious, I'd say. But well, what to expect from someone who chooses to put LAN 2 and LAN 3, and LAN 2 has nothing to do with category 2, and LAN 3 has nothing to do with category 3, right? So yeah, sometimes Boeing is not so clever. Sometimes, most of the times, yeah. And of course, now we have to do the rest of the things. Let me see what else I have to do here, because I don't really remember. Okay, nose wheel steering is not armed. We will not arm it now. So if I'm not mistaken, the hydraulic 3 alpha comes on. Let me get this out of the way. And of course, we have to check the ADG and these, what's the name of it? Parking brake, ADG, and there's something else. And the ADG, honestly, I have no idea what an ADG does, but I know how you have to check it. All right, and then of course we have the inertials here, which is kind of odd. In Boeing, they would never be in this position. So we put the nav here, and we can start typing stuff in the CDU just to give the aircraft an idea of where it is. If you look here at our navigation display, it already kind of know, right? It's already showing Ezeiza. That wouldn't be the case probably in real life. But anyway, let's go here. Day 23 of April 21. Yes, today's my home country anniversary. Yeah, Brazil. Well, not exactly, but yeah, Portuguese arrived in Brazil in 22nd of April 1500. So 521 years ago. They were not the first Europeans to get there, to be honest. The Spanish got to Fortaleza like 3 months earlier, but nobody knows about it, and they never really stood there because the native population just gave them a hard time and they had to leave. The Portuguese, though, were more like lucky, let's say, and they got to another part of the country, which is in Bahia state, and the natives there were more like Pacific, and they had a very good relationship with very good relation with them from the start, and all worked well. And well, that's how Brazil pretty much started. You know, there's a lot of history to go into it. It's not a simple subject, and well, it would take us hours to talk about it. It's super interesting, but well, that's not the point of the video, right? You didn't come here for history. I understand that. So, okay, position initial, we go there, and we know that we are in Ezeiza, so I'll tell the computer we are in Ezeiza, and it gives me the center of the airport, but that's not where the aircraft is exactly at. The exactly is here. This is the last GPS position, GNSS, Global Navigation Satellite System. So I picked this one, I copied to the scratch pad, and I put it on set position. Now the aircraft knows what it is. And from here, we go for the flight plan. So we are at Ezeiza, and we want to go to, well, I forgot Ushuaia. Ushuaia is Sierra Alpha Whiskey Hotel. So let's go. Sierra Alpha Whiskey Hotel. Nice. Runway news in, you see 1268, good. Runway news here in Buenos Aires. Well, let's see. Let's get the 80s. I think it's 11, probably. Usually it's 11.
Ezeiza Airport information, Whiskey 1300 Zulu.
This building is free. It's so fine. This is 10 kilometers. Just keep okay. Severe keep okay. I don't know why he gets his few clouds from. 2997, alright. Well, let me set this. Yeah, runway 11. So runway 11, I put here. Alright, advise the controller on initial contact. You have information. Whiskey. Good. I wish I could have a whiskey, but it's too early for that. Alright, runway 11. You have a space to put an alternate here. I didn't file any alternate, but I think Hugh Gallegos is a good one. Where is the place where where we actually El Calafate? Yeah, here was where we are in this bus trip I told you about. If you want to come to El Calafate, the nice thing here is because they have around here this amazing what's the name of it in English is it's not a snowbank, is an ice man, I forgot completely the name of it, or never knew actually. How do you call that in English? Ice cap. It's like an ice cap, but you know, whatever. I'll research and tell you about it. So El Calafate, which is Sierra Alpha Whiskey Charlie, so we can put that here. Sierra Alpha Whiskey Charlie. Like I told you, the consumption of this aircraft is just amazing. It's around 15, I'd say 1500 per hour to be conservative. So you put in the first hour is 2000 just to be more conservative. We are talking here about 3 hours flight, 2 plus 3, 5000 kilos is probably what we're gonna spend. We have now 8660, you see? The APU is consumptioning, whatever, I don't know how to say this. It's burning, all right? It's burning this fuel, and that's why it's going down. But anyway, this is plenty of fuel. And from Ushuaia to go there to Hugo, El Calafate, and another half hour, all this stuff that we need for an IFR flight, it's probably going to be much, much less than this. I'd say roughly 6.5, maybe 7, so it's fine. 8.6 is well covered, all right? So here we have this, and then I go to the next page, and there's this discontinued, I believe. Let's see if it's there. Yes, there is. I don't get why this discontinuity is here. Shouldn't be, right? Anyway, our first point is General Belgrano VOR. It's General Belgrano, actually the name of a ship, isn't it? GBE, so let's put GBE here. GBE. Remember, direct points go on the right and airways comes on the left, just like in any Boeing FMC. Whiskey 18. This is Rheinwell, I'm not sure.
Ezeiza clearance deliveries. 80 IFR to Santiago, ready to copy.
I don't know who's someone else. So here we go to DIL, which is this one, which is I don't know what DIL means. Let's see, Tandil. All right. So DIL. This guy's going to Santiago with that good visibility we saw there, yeah? LVO. From there, then we get this huge and long airway that's gonna take us off the coast. I'd like to go over the continent, but whatever. We're just gonna go there. I'm gonna be writing my book, and actually, so I'm not gonna be seeing much. Upper Tango 662.
Sure, on 124.5.
So Upper Tango 662, and this is a long one. All the way to this GRA, which is Rio Grande, if I'm not mistaken. So GRA, there we go. And then from GRA, we go to Tango 108 to Dublin. Tango 108. This is a very short one. To Dublin, how it works? Yeah. Dublin. DABLI. There we go. Dublin. And here we can put the arrival and the departure. First, then I'm just gonna execute this. All right. So we have something. Go to departures. Running 11. And the departure we're gonna use is GBE6, of course, because it's the only one that shows General Belgrano VOR. Good. This is the departure we're gonna use. It's there. It's set. It's kind of confusing, actually, to be honest. I've done this departure before. It's not. It's weird. All right. So I'd say this is 4.5 miles. This is then the giant kind of arc. Yeah, this is not a really beautiful departure. So I'd say from GBE we can go direct from here. Let's see how it goes. Exit. Yeah. So okay, we're not gonna fly the whole departure. We fly to this point here, 4.5 miles, 4 miles out of the runway, and then we turn right, direct to Golf Bravo Echo. All right. This makes more sense, and this is the kind of thing it would happen in real life because they would give a direct. All right. And for the arrival, right now it's pretty much calm winds there in Ushuaia. But the runway that you're probably gonna be using is the 25. We have three ILSs here apparently. The arrival is this doubly, this is for sure, and the ILS. This is vectors. This is Ushuaia. Mm, let me try again. Cancel modification. Let's see what the second one says. Well, all them say the same. Vuk. Yeah, all them say the same. You have these vectors or via Ushuaia. Honestly, vectors would be better. If it doesn't work, we can just build something and that's it. All right. So just here, if you come here in lags, you're gonna see that we have a discontinuity there, and we have Amvuk, which is great. So I'm just gonna put Amvuk here, execute, and now things make a bit more sense. And doubly, we have another discontinuity. They should be connected, but they're not. But there's no problem. I'll just connect them. Execute. We have to pass doubly 14,000 or above. Okay. And then from there we descend to Edpan, and then here is already the final approach course. You can see 164. No, sorry. This is more like a basal. And then Amvuk is the final approach course, is turning into it, because the final approach course is only here 253 on Ushuaia 16. This is something that we haven't done before. We will set the course there because we had a problem with this in a previous approach. I don't want to have this problem again. I don't know the wind. This is a problem because the wind in this region is pretty fast. So I believe it's going to be more like crosswind than head or tail. Anyway, we're going to leave it open. We don't know about it. So I'm just gonna leave the wind like it is, and from the flat plan I go to the performance initial, and here we can get some data from my performance chart here. So all empty. Okay, so all empty. Yeah, full empty. And the fuel, let's say 8,000. How much? 650. Done. The flat level, we said 360, isn't it? Oh, this is important. I always forget, because in the Boeing you can put 360 straight. Here you cannot. You have to tell it it's a flat level. It's kind of stupid, but you have to. I think this is the first time I remember of doing this. I always forget. So since we have everything 0, 0, 0 here, it's dashed. So let's put 0, and let's put 0 here. So the aircraft can know the actual zero fuel weight. So the gross weight is 29,400. It's pretty heavy, huh? 29 tons. I'm gonna execute this. VNAV setup. We're just gonna check it because it's already there. This is like US standards. Let's leave like that. Flight level 36, as we know, and then descending at VPA of 3.0. All right. So this is how it's gonna be. Just the last thing we can do already is performance. It's showing here all the speeds. I'm gonna set all. This is a shortcut. Of course, you would do this using the switches in the real aircraft, but this is a very high workload for nothing. So I'm just gonna leave that. I'm gonna put some BRGs here, and yeah, pretty much this is it. All right. So let's do the originating. Sorry, let's go for the checklist. First one, originating, yeah. Crew oxygen check, audio warning, electrical power, fuel bleed check, appeal on, of course, hydraulic on, ELT armed, emergency lights armed. Yeah, I would say emergency lights armed is a must. Nose wheel steering off, it's off. Instrument panel bolt, this is more like yaw damper engaged and source selector. So trim checked, yaw damper engaged. So yaw damper is one here. So trim checked, I'm just gonna put the trims on. And yaw damper is here in the middle. Let's get put is on also. And it's already cleaning some of the things we have here. The window heat is still there. It's gonna, I think it's gonna come later. No, it's here. All right. So low. window heat low. We're here. There you go. Low. All right. So now we have only the fuel pumps to work with. Let's say if something a fuel panel checked. Well, I don't know what he wants me to do with it. But we definitely have the air conditioning to work with and the recirculation fan to put it on. Wow. And you can hear actually, huh? And these pumps will come on for the start. All right. I'm not gonna mess with them yet. So for the before start checklist, passenger side's on, landing level set, altimeters, inertial line, going to take off. Okay. So it's pretty short as well. The originating are long, but this is pretty short. I'm just gonna put so the passenger seat's on. I didn't do anything to the lights though. Let me put nav lights on. And yeah, now we will talk about the briefing. For the takeoff, we have to get a clearance before. So let's get the clearance.
Ezeiza clearance delivery Delta Alpha Lima Kilo India IFR to Ushuaia ready to copy.
Delta Alpha Lima Kilo India is cleared to Ushuaia Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 115
All right, 5,000.
Maintain 5,000 feet. Departure frequency is 124.5 squawk 5544.
So I'm gonna read back. So 5,000 here on the
Delta
altitude.
Alpha Lima Kilo India
Just gonna
cleared
change
to
to
Ushuaia Airport as filed.
1245. Let's say squawk 554.
Maintain 5,000 feet.
5544.
Departure on
So here
124.5 squawk
55.
5544.
Lima Kilo India read back correct. Contact ground on 121.75.
44. .554 is set. All right. So now let's say we request pushback instead up. But here, if I do this, turn ground, let's see what he says. Request taxi. So he goes direct to taxi. I don't want a taxi. I just want to start. All right. So let's say we talk to him and the pushback tag is here, and we're gonna ask the pushback tag to engage and push us back for a little for you to understand where we are. Here we cannot really leave by ourselves, so I'm just gonna ask him to push us back around here, and then we start. We still have the chocks on. That was good that we looked from outside. So we come here to aircraft. I tell him to remove the chocks. The passenger door is closed, and we can start pushing back. So good and old Shifty P. I'm just gonna release the parking brake so he can push us. Maybe you're releasing some dogs. It's outside my apartment, it's not here. And while he does that, let me check some things. It's already clear to start. So APU on is already on. I like to check, take off data set, door closed and locked, beacon on, and yeah, beacon on. That's a very good one to use, huh? Beacon on, cool. Before we move, beautiful. Fuel pumps on. Ah, yeah, this is important. Hydraulic pumps on auto and parking brake off. So before I start, I got all my hydraulics on, my fuel pumps on. All right. This should be done. No procedure. Then you just check here. I just forgot, and all the rest is set. That's good. And now the next one will be after start. He says to put the packs on after we start. So I believe it's gonna go off by itself, but whatever. So here we are pushing back. I don't need him to push us back much more than this. I think here is already good. So I'll tell him to go. Set the parking brake is already set. And now I can it doesn't say anywhere that I can the nose wheel steering. Okay. Oh, I can. Here, after start. Alright, so after start on the flow, we're gonna arm this. Probably have to arm this too. It doesn't say anywhere, does it? Nose wheel, blade, electrical generators, taxi, thrust reversers armed. Oh, okay. Alright. So let's go. We're ready to start. So we just go there and boom. Start first one. Oh, you see the packs went off automatically, so I don't think we have to wait for them to we don't have to mess with them actually. So here we wait for the M2 to go up to 20%. When it does that, you just release this and push to to idle. There you go. So when you do this, you put fuel into the system. You can see the fuel flow is already going there, 5 kilos per hour. Oil temperature is not rising yet. I hope it will rise soon. Oil pressure is rising. No, it's not. Yeah, we have a problem. It's not going on. I think it's because of this. Yeah, I know what happened. Is this? So I'll just push it back. All right. Let's stop and let me start again, because I think, you know, because I went up and down, that's why it didn't work. So let's go again. M2 is rising. Let's wait for the 20%. This is, you have to really push only once, otherwise it doesn't work. So 20%, there you go. No, leave it there. Idle. Now we have 200 kilos of fuel flow. Oil's temperature is really rising, and oil temperature is really rising as well. And we wait for it just to stabilize. Meanwhile, let me set the heading back for running. It's 11, right? 110. All right. Lots of things came online, so we most of the things are clear now. Let me go back to this primary, and good. So we have 256. It's stable. Let's go for the second engine, which is left. Same procedure. We wait for 20% and put fuel in. So 20%, there you go. Idle. We have fuel flow, we have oil temperature rising, we have oil pressure rising. These are all very good signs. All good, all stable. It's coming to stable, but all the error messages are already gone. Good, landing elevation 0, Ushuaia as well. Here too, brake temperature is good. APU is set, all the trims are set. The only trim that I didn't set yet, and I'm gonna set just now, is this one. On performance, we come here and say 5.1. with a Mach toe of 30.6, 5.1. I have to have 5.1 here. I don't, so I'll just set this to 5.1, which is a bit nose down. Yeah, good. This is done. We have it on, so we can set the flaps now. So flaps 8, which are our flap setting. It's going there. It's already there. Good. It's going still. You see it moving. It's kind of interesting the way it is depicted in the CRJ. All right, so we can do this control check. You can of course use the flight controls. Is this one? Yeah. No, this one. Flight controls. Yeah. You can use this one to see the things moving there. I don't know how it is in the CRJ. In the 7.8 you don't need to open the synoptics, but I don't know, this is a CRJ. I just did for you guys to see the screen. All right. What else do we have to do? We have to arm the nose wheel steering for sure, and we have to put this X-Flow on. I know they take off with this thing on, and we have to arm the reversers. Let's see if we covered everything on the checklist. So after start, generators auto. It is yeah, it's here, but it's kind of obvious that it's in auto. All right. Bleed valves auto. There also packs are on. APU is on. Anti-ice is actually APU. It has to be on or off. Anti-ice is on or off. It's off now because it's no need. And a nose wheel steering is armed. So for the taxi, slats flaps are set. Flight controls are checked. Trims are green and checked. Thrust reversers are armed. Flight instruments checked. Brake temperature checked. We did all this, you saw. So good. The only thing we can, of course, put it off now is the APU. So I'm gonna put it off, and there you go. The APU is cooling down, and we can finally request taxi.
Ground Delta, Alpha Lima Kilo India with whiskey ready to taxi IFR.
Delta, Alpha Lima Kilo India taxi to and hold short of runway 11 via taxiway Charlie. Contact tower on 118.05 when ready.
Alright, I'll acknowledge taxi clearance. It says Charlie. I think in real life
Short
it's
runway
Foxtrot,
11 via
but
taxiway Charlie
anyway.
Lima Kilo India.
I can live with that. So, landing lights on. No, that's no landing lights. Sorry, my bad. Taxi lights on. And yeah, it's gonna be this taxiway here. Left side is clear. I'm just gonna release the brakes. And we're gonna turn onto that taxiway, avoiding all these vehicles that are in front of us. So here we are, Minister Pistarini Ezeiza International. Beautiful day in Buenos Aires, and we are flying to the southern tip of the country and of the world, pretty much, because other than that, just Antarctica, right? So our flight times will be of about 2 hours and 50 minutes. We're gonna take off, and after we got all done for the takeoff, I'm just gonna release you guys and come back with the landing in the second video. All right, because it's gonna be 2 hours of nothing happening really. This way, this taxiway is really weirdly depicted. Too many yellow lines, you know. They had too much yellow, you know, painting. I don't really get why they did this, but anyway. So we're taxiing to runway 11. As you saw, we were gonna take off pretty much. Stay on the runway heading a bit to the 130 it goes. So let me think. A bit to the right, and then we just turn left 4 miles after that to General Belgrano, which is a pretty close turn. So here in Buenos Aires, we have an ADP 2, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. Which is a noise abatement procedure to do, which means we're gonna take off. We're gonna go up to 1,500 feet with toga and flaps. All right. At 1,500, we're gonna put put flaps up. Then we're gonna accelerate to flaps up speed, which is in this aircraft is depicted as VT 185, and then from there we maintain that speed until 3,000. Then we accelerate again to our climb speed, which happens to be 240 knots. So this is the plan. We're gonna take off. The CRJ 600 feet, the autopilot becomes available. Since I have to deal with all those things of the speed, usually I do it manually, but here I'm probably gonna have to use the autopilot to help me out on this. All right. So we are approaching runway 11. We're gonna hold there and call the tower. For these, I can put my little friend here to help. It's great to have someone to do the radio for you, right? The only problem is that sometimes he asks some stupid things, but no, he won't. All right. So before takeoff, checklist. Fixed flow menu is there. Flight attendants advised. Let's see the cycle, the seatbelts, radar terrain, lights and strobes, and crew alert system checked. Cool. So let me stop here on the holding point.
Ezeiza Tower Delta.
And the guys are already
Alpha
calling.
Lima Kilo India ready to go runway 11 IFR to
Let's start
Ushuaia.
up. Done.
Delta, Alpha Lima Kilo India cleared for takeoff runway 11.
All right. Clear for takeoff. We put the lights on. We put the
Cleared for takeoff runway 11 Delta. Alpha
super
Lima Kilo
important.
India.
we put the where is it? Here. We put the transponder on. We check final is clear. Runway 11 identified via Charlie. And we go. So here we are. A good headwind. Ready to departure from Ezeiza to Ushuaia. It's so nice. You know, I like very much the grass on the flight simulator. It's really well depicted. It's super nice. I really like it. So we can do actually a rolling takeoff here. I'm just gonna I saw the guy depart with the speed on. So let's see, 146, nice. And I'll put the toga mode. Sorry. Put the brakes on. So I put the toga mode. So now it's toga. The speed is gone. If I put speed, it comes back here. Doesn't make much sense, yeah. Alright. So I'll go toga mode instead. That makes sense. And let's go. 40% stable. 1 click, 2 clicks. We are in toga power. Takeoff thrust is set. 80 knots. The wind is pushing, you know. Rotate 15 degrees. Positive rate gear up. Now I ask him speed 600. Autopilot engaged.
Lima Kilo India contacted Ezeiza Center on 124.5.
At 1500, I just accelerate. We are
Going to 124.5
actually quite
Lima
fast. We
Kilo
can
India.
clear. Return to
Ezeiza
climb
Center
power.
Delta. Alpha Lima Kilo India is climbing through
Nav.
2,100 feet for 5,000 feet.
Delta, Alpha Lima Kilo India Ezeiza Center, continue as planned. Altimeter 29.97.
Flaps are up. Altitude is captured already. He didn't give me any altitude still, so 1000 to go. I'm gonna have to take a bit of power here, otherwise. Remember that the CRJ has no auto throttle. I'm waiting for him to release me to go higher.
Lima Kilo India climb and maintain flight level 190.
Oh, he did. So 190 set.
Climb and maintain flight level 190
I'll
Lima
put my
Kilo
speed
India.
at 240, which is my climbing speed. And I'll set speed on the autopilot. And now we are going climbing at 240 knots. There you go. And I put the climb thrust again. Here, climb, see? There we go. So we pretty much took off from Ezeiza. It's back there. We're turning south already. The city, the super pretty city of Buenos Aires is being left behind. The Rio de Plata is being left behind. Here is La Plata, which is the former capital of Argentina. And now we are facing south, climbing out from Buenos Aires. We're gonna soon be passing the 10,000 threshold. Some things that I can do now, I can disarm the reversers. And by 10,000 feet, actually I think they do this on the transition altitude. I don't know. It depends, of course, on the company SOPs. I know that in some regionals that fly the 7.8, they do it this way. And 10,000, we turn the lights off. And we can accelerate. This manual flow can go off. And that's it. I hope you liked it, and we're gonna see each other when we arrive at Ushuaia. Bye bye. See you.